Hey everyone, Dr. Dark here, and today I'll be showing you my top 10 famous creepypasta characters. So let's move right on. Number 10. Squidward Suicide. Squidward Suicide is a lost episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, and as you guessed it, Squidward commits suicide, with a gun to be precise. In the episode, it shows SpongeBob and Patrick laughing about something or other. Anyway, Squidward tells them off and to go away because he is practicing for a performance that night. Then, at the performance, people start to boo Squidward for no reason at all, and standing in the crowd is SpongeBob and Patrick, booing Squidward as well. I find this very weird because SpongeBob would never do anything to put down another character. Squidward then runs off the stage and the scene cuts to Squidward crying on his bed. You then start to see photos of dead children and their bodies all mangled up, and in the photos you can see a shadow, and it looks like to be the photographer. Then it cuts back to the cartoon, and you hear a voice, and it says, "Do it. Do it." And the voice starts to get deeper, and Squidward starts crying more and more until his eyes are bloodshot red. He then raises a gun to his head, and boom! Chunks of Squidward's head fly across the room, and his corpse falls on the bed, while the camera zooms in on his messed up face. Then the cartoon ends. Number 9. Sonic.exe. Sonic.exe is a haunted copy of the first Sonic game. In the game, you play as 3 characters: Tails, Knuckles, and Dr. Ivor Robotink, otherwise known as Dr. Eggman. I think it is very odd that you play as Dr. Ivor Robotink because he is the main villain in the Sonic series. One by one, Sonic will chase you down until he kills you in his hellish-like world/level. He also knows you're playing the game because when you finish the game, your name will appear on the screen. Then your computer or laptop crashes and you can't do anything about it. You could hold down the power button as long as you want, nothing would happen. If you have a computer, you could unplug it, it still wouldn't go away. You could smash the computer and it still wouldn't go away. It's pretty much like a virus. If you recognize this game/creepypasta, someone did make a fan-made game based of it. So yeah, you can play it if you want, or you could just search it up on YouTube. A lot of famous YouTubers have played it. There is this one case where a Sonic plushie appeared behind this guy when he finished the game, and the plushie's eyes were red and leaking with blood. If you want to read the story, I'll leave it down in the description box, as well as the other creepypasta stories. Number 8. Tiki Toby. Tiki Toby, otherwise known as Toby, has several mental disorders. One of them is so he can't feel anything physically, not mentally. Because of these mental disorders, Toby got bullied a lot at school, and the only option left was homeschool. Toby's father was abusive. He was an alcoholic, he did drugs, and he always gambled. Toby's father was abusive to his whole family, but mostly to Toby. Toby's sister Lyra and his mum were the only people in the whole world that cared for Toby. Then, one day, Lyra and Toby were in a car crash. Toby survived, but Lyra did not. After that, Toby's disorders have been getting worse, and then, one day, Toby heard a voice in his head, and it was telling him to kill his father, and it kept on repeating till he did, with an axe, right in front of his mother. He ran away and set his town on fire, and since then, no one has ever found Toby. Number 7. Smile Dog. Smile Dog is a photo of the dog that has the Chelsea smile. Anyone who sees the photo will have nightmares of Smile Dog, and in those nightmares he will drive you insane to the point of suicide. The only way to get rid of it is unless you share the photo with someone else. There have been many cases with people seeing the photo of Smile Dog, and people commit suicide because they don't want to spread the photo for the safety of others. But I don't see what's wrong. I mean, the photo you're looking at right now is the actual photo. The people were driven to suicide. Number 6. Eyeless Jack. Eyeless Jack is a humanoid creature that wears a grey hood with a blue mask and has pitch black eyes. Jack also feasts on people's kidneys, but he doesn't eat the whole thing. He just takes a bite out of it and gives them back to them a little while later. But if he's really hungry, he will eat the whole thing. Jack's backstory is that when he was younger, he was in a bus accident and the glass from the crash cut his eyes, which made his eyesight very poor. He then started to have a thirst for kidneys after he cut a kidney out of a bully on the bus and took a bite out of it. He ran away into the woods and no one has ever seen him since, besides his victims of course. They say that Jack's still out there looking for more kidneys to feast on, so be careful. You don't know. You could be Jack's next victim. Number 5. Laughing Jack. Laughing Jack is a black and white clown who tortures lonely kids who don't have any friends, and when he kills them, he stuffs their stomach with candy. He has sharp teeth, stripy sleeves and pants, bandaged hands, and really sharp fingernails. He was created to be a boy named Isaac's only friend. He came in a wooden box that had all the colors of the rainbow. He was a colorful and nice clown until one day when Isaac had to go to boarding school, and Laughing Jack had to go back in his box. Laughing Jack waited for Isaac to come home. He waited so long that he lost his color, and now looks how he is now. 13 years later, and Isaac came home, and he started killing people for an unknown reason. Isaac had completely forgotten about Laughing Jack and thought he was imaginary. The room that Laughing Jack's box was in was the same room Isaac murdered people in. Laughing Jack seen all of Isaac's murders through a crack in the box. He started to think that was good. 1 week later, and Isaac found Laughing Jack's box. Laughing Jack popped out and killed Isaac because he thought Isaac liked it. Now, Laughing Jack is out there somewhere, killing all lonely children. Number 4. The Rake. The Rake is a humanoid creature that, according to people who have seen it, looks like a hairless dog. It is killed more than once. The story that had the most information about the Rake was in 2006 by a female who was returning from Niagara Falls with her family. She woke up with her husband beside her, and the Rake was sitting at the end of their bed. The Rake then ran down the hall to their child's bedroom. The parents ran after it to see the Rake with their child's blood on it. The Rake escaped, and their daughter's last words were, "He is the Rake." The father then died by driving into the lake while trying to get their daughter to hospital. Number 3. Ben drowned. There was a boy named Ben, and his favorite game was Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. One day, Ben's father drowned him in a lake because he was drunk at the time. The last words Ben heard was, "You have met with a terrible fate, haven't you, Ben?" Now Ben's spirit haunts the game copy he had of Majora's Mask. One day a guy found the copy and had started to notice weird things in the game, like reverse music, the game glitching out and stuff like that. And when you die it says, "You have met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" And on YouTube there is actual game footage, but be cautious because it may ruin your childhood. I will leave a link in the description if you want to watch it. Number 2. Jeff the Killer. Jeff was a 16-year-old boy who moved houses. One day, he was waiting at the bus stop with his brother Lou, and some boys came up to them and tried to beat them up. But luckily, in the end, Jeff won. Then, one day at a party, those bullies came back, and Jeff and the bullies fought again. During the fight, Jeff got bleach and alcohol all over him. Then one of the bullies set fire, and his whole body burst into flames, and then he blacked out. When Jeff recovered, his skin turned pale white, and his brown hair turned black, and Jeff started to go insane about the way he looked. Then, one night, Jeff's mum caught Jeff cutting a permanent smile in his cheeks so he could always smile, and he burnt off his eyelids so he could never sleep. Then Jeff killed all of his family. Jeff is now on the loose, killing random people when they're sleeping. His last word to you before you die is, "Go to sleep." Number 1. Slenderman. Slenderman is definitely the best of the best. If you don't know who Slenderman is, you would have had to be living under a rock all your life. And to all these people who don't know who he is, well, he's a tall, skinny humanoid creature that has no face. He kills you by making you stare at his face. He lives in the forest and kills mostly curious children that wander off. So next time you're in the woods, be careful because you never know, Slenderman could find you. And if he does, well, you're dead. So that was the top 10 famous creepypasta characters. Remember to click the subscribe button to help us out because we are only new. Like the video and comment on what you thought about the video. Until next time, Dr. Dark out.